The following may contain harsh language, poorly communicated ideas, and does not reflect the opinions of iHeartRadio.
Well, this is exciting. I know I didn't get to sleep last night, possibly for unrelated reasons. Welcome, everyone, to Take Two Plus, the only podcast on the internet with an exciting new announcement. I wish I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. So we're just moving along. For those who don't remember, my name is Chris.
And I'm Sean.
And I'm Tyler.
And a very special announcement as well before we get started. Proud to announce a new sponsor this week. Big shout out to a company out of Cincinnati. They specialize in scissors. So for whatever your scissor needs, trust the Scissor Sisters. The Scissor Sisters have the best scissor selection south of Cincinnati. So a big thank you to the Scissor Sisters. If you have special scissor needs, you can call ahead of time. That is 555-739-8255 or KKK Sex Talk. That's 555-739-8255.
How does KKK Sex Talk work into it?
The 555 is...
Oh, it's a numerical thing.
Yeah,
Why do you
so
even
you have
bother asking?
555-739. And then if you look at... See, I'm going to give you a little secret here. If you look at the phone, there'll be letters right below. If you look carefully, right below the number.
Yeah, we remember that.
Or it could be JKL Sex Talk, whatever.
You'd have
all
to
your
look at like
scissoring
full
needs.
It's all
landlines,
good.
you know.
This is the first episode of a 52-week journey into the soul of Face Off. We're floating around a few titles, but we are going to make the definitive 52-week epic waste of time.
Finally.
It's going to be so beautiful. We're going to have a 52-week review of Face Off, and this is week one, baby.
You got us to agree to this?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh,
I just want to
good.
make sure this is the Canadian hockey movie Face Off from the 70s, right?
There's a Canadian hockey movie.
That's the only Face Off that I'm aware of, guys.
Well, this actually, unfortunately, Tyler, will be, is it 97?
97.
Oh, see? Didn't even have to look into that.
Yeah,
The
it was a good
memories.
year. Good year that year.
Yeah, good year for face-offs. Yeah, John Travolta. We're talking Nicolas Cage. And what is, without a doubt,
John Woo's masterpiece.
forgotten 90s classic. I mean...
it's definitely John Woo's masterpiece, though, right? I mean, it is.
I don't know.
We'll find out in 52 weeks.
I'm too, you know what? I don't know. But I'm just too excited for the 52 weeks of Face Off. And all right, well, so you're saying to yourself, I can't wait. How do I give you money? Well, just hold up, because let me explain ourselves. You know, we are going to have a different episode, you see, every week. This is kind of like an introduction. We're sorting things out. We don't have a name quite yet that is as powerful as this idea that we have. But we are going to do 52 weeks. Might do a little expose on Johnny, our boy Johnny.
Johnny
We're talking
Travolta?
about Johnny Woo or Johnny Travolta?
Yeah, which John? There's two
There's too
great
many
Johns in
Johnnies.
this picture.
And you know what? You'll have to stay tuned to find out which Johnny I'm talking about.
I think he's talking about both of them because there's like 52 episodes incoming.
Well, it's going to get really confusing.
We're probably more likely going to call Travolta, so John can do John Woo.
What should we call this epicness? I'm thinking Untitled.
Just Untitled, yeah. TBD. Face Off. TBD.
TBD 2021.
Would you guys like to hear some of the ideas we came up with in our drunken rambling group chat?
That would work.
Yes, of course. It's always nice to have a little time capsule.
I took notes on our text messages, as I often do, for my hope chest. One idea was Face Off 2021.
Ooh.
I don't understand that one. Well, I guess it's because it's the year, right? Okay, now I
Yeah.
get it.
Now you get it.
And it's the
Now I
entire
get
year
it.
of
It sinks in
2021.
now.
If we're going into the future, but looking back, it's a very deep title.
Okay.
365 days of Face Off.
Numerically correct. If you,
True.
Sean, if you
Agreed.
look at the year, 365 are the amount of days in the year. So this
Exactly.
is kind of like a
Making sense
mathematical
now.
equation, which is exciting.
Except for in a leap year, right?
That's too
Or am I-
complex. Oh fuck.
Not
Is
too
it a leap
sure
year
if
this
those
year?
actually exist or not. What's
We
that?
should look in. Is it a leap year this year? We should look into that before we decide.
Well, I think
I-
leap years
I don't
is
think
a
it
little bit
is.
of a controversy.
All right. We also had Face Off Under the Skin, but that sounded like a condom brand, so I think we
Mhm.
nixed that one.
That was one of
The big
mine.
old
I
X on
enjoyed
that.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Face Off, A Year of Review.
A year
I,
of review.
We had Face
Very
Off
classy.
and Face Off and Appreciation, which is what we do
Also
here
kind
on
of
the show.
classy.
I think that's kind of really where we're coming from.
We need to wear like tuxedos or something if that's how we're gonna do it.
Mhm.
We had Face Off Uncaged. A little pun on Nicolas Cage for the dum-dums out there. We had Full On Face Off. We had I'll
I
let
must
you
have been pretty
guys.
drunk because there's a
that.
lot of names here, and I don't remember half.
I went through and made the list. There's also one. I'll let you guys guess who came up with this one. It was Sex Porn Music Apple Face Off.
I
Oh,
don't
Chris
remember.
Christ.
We also nixed that one.
Well, you know what? If we're trying to get like a popular,
That might be good for the
for people
hashtags,
like
yeah.
pocket, this would probably compromise at least 80% of the search words
That's
on
true.
Google.
So we'll
Would
go
be like a-
Sex Porn Music Apple Kardashian Face Off is
Face
the final
Off.
title I think that we've
Yeah.
decided on.
Yeah,
Oh,
sneak a
yeah.
little Take Two Plus in there, and we have
Oh,
ourselves.
fuck, I forgot the Take Two
everybody.
Plus.
Yeah.
I think ultimately, to keep it simple and lazy, we landed on 52 weeks of Face Off.
I think that
Something
was
like
the
that.
ultimate
You know what?
decision.
I prefer Untitled, but 52 weeks of Face Off. A review. It's a movie review. Okay, if we're really thinking of a good name, we have to think of a name because it's a review that spans 52 weeks. 52 individual episodes. You see
Mhm.
on Face Off.
Oh, we're super
How do you
excited, bud.
communicate the brilliance of that into
I think you just did. You
three,
just did.
3 or 4 different words?
Pretty
The
simply.
only problem I see with that title is I don't know if 52 weeks is going to be enough. Like, what if we just ran out of?
You know what, guys? I
time
just
to talk
checked up.
about the greatness?
Well, that's well. Then, of course, we would have to extend the review
Part
for
two.
another year or more.
Mhm.
This could just be the beginning of a lifelong pursuit where we really just unravel the layers of
the minutia of a film. Yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna
it's
be
gonna be
awesome.
beautiful.
Classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So yeah,
amazing. So
exciting times.
what are some like ideas that we're gonna use? Like what kind of things are we gonna talk about in the next 52 weeks?
We're going to be talking. We're going to be exposing the secrets
Uh-huh.
on
What
one
kind of
episode.
secrets?
Oh, all sorts of possibly sexy secrets. I don't know.
Sometimes slutty.
Some peachy keen facts.
Well, I don't like to use that word, Tyler.
Some behind the
Because
scenes.
Nick Cage sure does in this.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a popular word for us 30-year-old men.
He loves
That's
the
fair.
peach. He
I
loves
would
the
love to
peach.
have a debate on who does the better impression, although I'm pretty sure it's actually Travolta
the better impression.
of each other in the film.
Oh,
Like,
I
who
see what
pulls
you're
off
saying,
each
yeah.
other better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. So, what are some of our what we've talked about what we're doing? We talked about what to expect. What are some of our fondest memories when it comes to this forgotten classic?
Like
Sean, you first.
the creepiest Nicolas Cage moment in the film. Like there's always one. There's
Yeah,
always
and you know
just
what? That's the
one.
first thing that I thought
But
of.
which
too.
one in this film?
Oh well, we'll get into it. But there's a couple, especially early
I
on.
do-
I mean, before he does.
I
his
don't
switch.
remember why, but I remember he's dressed as a priest at some point in the beginning.
Oh yeah, the very opening of the
I
film.
think he's
yeah.
basically
undercover.
sexually
He's
assaulting
undercover.
someone.
Yeah, he's grabbing like a little kid's ass or something. I don't
But
even know
why,
what the little
like,
kid.
why does he need to go undercover?
Sean's
Like, he's a terrorist.
trying to
Because
recreate that
he's
with
pl-
visual, just immersive.
I forget that we're on camera now.
Yeah.
But he's undercover because he's trying to plant a bomb, and I think he's trying not to get seen or something like
Yeah.
that. And he's
No
like,
one
there's
ever
a choir,
suspects the
so
priest.
no one suspects. Not only
Basically,
True.
and it's not even that he's like hiding this. This is like in a busy area, probably. I forget, is it like a mall or something? It's been so many years,
it's
but
like
like
an airport or something.
yeah,
you know?
right in front of lots
Or
of
he-
people. So it's
yeah.
like if he's trying to be incognito, like
But he
being
stops
sexually
to molest a lady.
being a police for sexually assaulting people is probably not the way to go. But then again,
What are you talking about? That shit never got found out back then. No, that was.
Well, I guess it must have been so popular that it's like, oh, that's how you'd fit in.
Yeah.
All right, so what else?
Must have been a Boston airport.
What kind of ideas do you want to see, Chris? What do you want to see as an episode idea?
Well, I think it's going to be really funny to see what kind of straws we're grasping at by the end of it. That's for sure.
Or by like the middle of it, yeah.
By the very beginning, by like episode 6.
I imagine we'll be getting down to like, so like the best boy, like
the best grip, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it's gonna be
Where
amazing.
did he go on after this, and like, where does he stand in the best?
Probably another John Woo film, but yeah.
I remember this being a really questionable, movie in terms of certain social issues. It's also hilarious in concept. Face Off. It's so I don't even know what it is. Just stupid.
It feels like one of those movies where they came up with the title and then wrote an entire plot based on like the two.
Well, they had the poster, right? They had like half John Travolta's face and then half Nicolas Cage. You're like, that's the movie that's going to make.
Michael Douglas produced this movie, which tells me at some point he was attached to it. Maybe earlier.
I would love. We got to do a whole episode.
He should have been the scientist.
Who was almost cast in this movie? Like, who else? Yeah. Two people that.
That'll be probably a 3-week episode.
Yeah.
No, Michael Douglas definitely has a hand in this film, and the movie was actually conceived in 1990. So yeah, it's got a history to it.
So there you go. Right. It takes 7 years to make greatness, folks.
You know what? And who knows just how long this journey will take us. On Google Maps, it says 52 weeks, but who knows, right?
That's like I said, usually a year. Yeah,
okay.
Weeks.
Well, Sean, tell me about what you remember from Face Off now.
I just remember it being like the most awesome action movie of my childhood, really. I think that was like a fucking awesome film, and every time you got to watch it, it was like a treat. But that was like back when you had a VHS and you could only rent a movie for like a weekend.
Yeah.
It was better times.
Simpler times.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler? What are your kind of
memories?
I'm sure you haven't watched it in a few.
It's been 6 days since I last watched Face Off. I will usually watch it every Sunday.
That long, eh?
That long, I know. I remember as a kid thinking the two Castor Troy, I think, is Nicolas Cage, and Sean Archer is Sean or John Archer? Sean Archer.
That's Sean, yeah.
Travolta, yeah. I remember thinking those are like the two like greatest action movie names like ever when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like John McClane can suck it. Castor Troy is a way better name.
Castor Troy.
Castor Troy is a pretty good name. I don't know about Sean Archer, but
the Archer sells it.
What's the bad guy in Simpsons? Mendoza. That would have been great. All right.
Am I wrong, or does a child get murdered in like the opening scene of the movie?
Well, I don't remember. I just remember a lot of
the credit sequence. It's a flashback of John Travolta's son getting shot. Nicolas Cage killing John Travolta's son.
Wow.
Ballsy. It's ballsy.
Yeah, ballsy.
It's a lot of storytelling. That's a lot of storytelling going on.
What's even more ballsy is the mustache he's rocking in that scene, Nick Cage. Like it is a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Well, you know what they really should have called this movie was Full Body Off, because it's not just the face that they take over; it's their entire physical body.
It must be, because he bangs Buddy's wife.
Right? Yeah,
he sure does.
And you know what's crazy is I can't believe they actually did a real face-off for this.
Yeah, they're that method. Both Nicolas Cage and John Travolta are that method.
In those early days of face-offs, they risked it all with the face-off.
Worth it.
I think it's totally.
What about you, Chris? Do you have a memory of this film from when you were a kid, or did you watch it with like an adult for the first time?
I was a kid. Like I probably saw it the year after it came out. Like again, Rogers Video, week-long release, baby.
Shout out.
Yeah, no, it was a really good movie. Like I think John Woo just is a good action director, and so there are so many shitty action movies, especially in the '90s. A movie like Face Off actually kind of stands out. Although it is funny to think, why isn't it as popular as maybe it could be? And I think it's just because like there is this like uneditable content in that movie that is just no longer socially acceptable. and it's
What are you
probably
thinking
going to
about?
like not. I don't even know if
Like
it's on
what?
Blu-ray. Is it?
Face Off? Oh, it totally is. I own it, bud. Of course I do.
Bud.
Collector's edition.
Yeah,
Criterion
5 copies
Face
of it, all unopened, bud.
This
Cool.
is like peak,
Really
like
cool.
peak era of like crazy Nicolas Cage movies, like Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
acting,
that's exactly.
like 90s.
Well, yeah, it's like the peak of his career almost, basically.
A lot
like
of
The Rock and-
kind of.
The artistic peak was the one he won the Oscar for,
Leaving Las Vegas. Yeah, but this was like
Right.
the money peak.
Do you think he's more
Yeah.
ridiculous in this or Con Air?
Oh, it's tough actually.
Nicolas Cage has a reputation, kind of like a character, and it might come from Face Off, or it might come
Or
from Con
Con
Air. I
Air,
don't know which
yeah.
one, but it's over the top, baby. Or it's that Kiss of the Vampire movie, probably.
But that
Oh,
was
that's
even
like
earlier.
early
That was
Nick Cage,
way
yeah.
earlier. And
Yeah,
then-
but he was nuts in that though.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's always had it. He's just
Do you wanna
he's just
hear-
been reined in earlier.
The crazy like stat, it's not even a stat, crazy bit of trivia that I heard about Nick Cage on this movie. So the film he shot right before this was Con Air. And guess how much time he had between when he rapped on Con Air and when he was first on the set of Face Off?
12 hours.
Exactly 12 hours. He basically went home and took a nap. And
Really?
then
I just guessed. That's on
rapped on Con Air, took a nap, and showed up on Face Off the next day.
That's so Nicolas Cage.
You know,
You
that's
like,
the 90s
you like
for
to
you.
get all that money just to spend it on ridiculous
To
shit.
spend it on T-Rex
His
skulls.
castles.
And
Yeah.
pyramids to be buried in. He's a character.
Living the dream.
I think we could all agree that Nicolas Cage is living the dream by creating an underground pyramid for which he will be put to rest. Thank you, Nicolas Cage, and thank you all for listening to our first episode, week 1 of the 52 weeks of Face Off. Ciao.